Good morning. It's now time for our cooking segment, and this morning we have Alana Preussner here this morning, and she is going to show us how to make homemade cheesy biscuit pinwheels, which sounds delicious.
Don't you think?
It
well,
does.
First of all, I have my quiz, my gadget quiz. So what is this?
I said brass knuckles, and I think I'm right.
I'm assuming it's one of those things that you mash things up with.
Well, it could mash, but actually it's a pastry blender.
Ah.
Yeah. And
That's my next guess.
Yeah. You use it. This is sort of the low-tech way of doing what we're going to do.
Okay.
Instead, what we're going to do is do our cutting in. That's what this is called. In this mousse of a food processor.
Okay.
So I've got 2 cups of flour, 2.5 teaspoons, of baking powder, which I cunningly toss in,
There we go.
and 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. And the real trick here is make sure this butter is icy cold.
Oh,
All right?
really?
It has to be really, really cold, because if it isn't, you will make slime.
Okay.
That would not be good. Your children might enjoy it, but it won't make biscuits. And what we're doing is just making the butter into little bits.
So you don't want to blend it, you just want to just pulse it a little bit.
Just pulse it
All
a
right.
little bit, and so it's going to look like coarse breadcrumbs. All right?
Okay.
And then we're going to put in 3/4 of a cup of cold milk, all at once. This is not like a cake, so you don't do just a little bit and then just a little bit more. Okay? And then you give it a couple of more pulses.
Okay.
This is so dead simple, it's embarrassing. And what you want to tell all your friends who eat these biscuits is that you have been slaving in the kitchen.
Right.
That this is hard.
This took all morning, it took hours.
Oh,
Right.
work on the sweat part there.
Yes.
That's very good.
Okay.
And what you
Water
see
on your
here
brow.
is that this isn't just totally drawn together yet. It's kind of crumbly
Yeah, it
looking.
kind of looks, yeah.
It's kind of a mess, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I think what we should probably do is give it one more pulse, and then it's done.
Okay.
Are you working on your sweating?
Yes.
I'm exhausted. Been
Yeah.
working all weekend on these
Right.
biscuits.
My southern grandmother used to make a pan of biscuits every morning of her life. She had one of those wonderful Hoosier cabinets, with the flour sifter, and she would just go to town. But I can make biscuits much faster than my grandmother can. And these I'm putting together. I hope you noticed I'm wearing my Truman Purple for Friday
That's fine
shirt.
with us.
Homecoming is coming up, and one of my friends always does a little brunch before the parade.
Mm-hmm.
Go Bulldogs.
And so, so I think I'm going to make some nice biscuits. Now look, that dough looked like
Yeah.
nothing.
Right.
And now it's all come together.
Looks good.
The main trick is you don't want to work it too much because it will get really, really stiff. And you're
Interesting.
developing the gluten.
Okay.
And your biscuits are going to be like hockey pucks.
Oh, we
That
don't
would
want
be
that.
bad.
Yeah,
All
no.
right.
So we're moving
All
on
right,
over.
now we're moving.
Okay, where are we going?
Through the magic of television, we're moving to the other counter over here. And I've already tossed a little flour on the
there you go.
board here.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is work this dough, which you just move that over a little
Yeah,
bit.
let's toss
I'm going
this
to
to the
flour
side.
my
There you go.
hands
Thank you,
so I
Mom.
don't stick. And I'm going to just push the dough together, and I'm going to knead it about 5 or 10 times.
Okay.
That's one turn.
Okay.
And I turn it a quarter turn. That's 3, 4, 5. I think I'm going to give it 6 because that edge is a little ragged.
Yeah.
Okay,
Look at
but see
that.
how the dough came together?
Wow.
As before, you don't want to work it too much because you don't want it to get too stiff.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
And now we're going
We have
to
about 2
roll
minutes
it out.
just to let you know.
All right? So we pop our rolling pin into the flour so nothing will stick, and we just go to it.
Okay.
What I'm trying to do is make a square about 10 inches.
Okay.
You see, you can still move it around.
Do you ever
because-
throw it up in the air like a pizza?
Well, you don't need to.
But do you ever just for fun?
Well, no,
Okay.
because this is really too
That's
thick.
where you and I differ, I guess.
It's too thick. All right, so we roll it out, and then we're going to top it. Now, this is not perfectly square, as I
Right.
said online. Don't obsess. It
Okay.
doesn't matter.
All right.
Now we're going to top it. I've got pepper jack cheese.
And obviously you can put any kind of cheese
Any
you want in there.
kind that you like. This cheese is so light colored, I found it sort of baked into the biscuits and you can't see them see it very well.
Okay.
Cheddar cheese, you know, typical bright orange American cheddar cheese would be excellent. I said in the recipe a cup. I think this is probably more like 2.
All right.
Because I like cheese.
What's our next step?
All right.
Some more toppings.
Next step, chives from my garden.
Wow.
And that will give a nice light oniony flavor. And how about chili powder?
I smell it.
Love it.
That'll just make it taste a little better.
Okay. And
Now what we're going to do
is roll it.
And you're going to pull and roll at the same time.
Okay.
So it comes out sort of even.
And then afterwards we start cutting.
Yep.
All right.
So we're evening it out. And now we're going to cut. The first one probably will look kind of icky. That's for the cook.
You can give that one to the dog, yeah.
All right.
And then
see, we're making pinwheels.
And then we put them on the baking sheet, and then how long do we stick them in the oven?
We bake them for 10 to 12 minutes at 450.
Okay, perfect. So what we'll do is we'll put all of these into the oven, and then when we come back, we'll try out the finished product. All right. And if you're just joining us, we're live from Kelly's Furniture and Carpet One. In fact, we are getting ready to pull out some freshly baked cheesy pinwheel biscuits, courtesy of Alana Preussner. And look at how amazing those look.
Hands of steel. Yeah.
Wow,
Right
I'm
there.
impressed.
So we made homemade dough.
Yes. And I showed you how quick and easy it is to make in the Cuisinart or the food processor, but you can do it by hand. And the basic idea is you make the dough, you roll it out, you top it with cheese. I put chives and chili powder, but you could do this as a sweet version with cinnamon and sugar and butter. Just leave out all the savory ingredients. It's also possible as a main dish with meat.
Ooh, that would sound
Yeah,
good.
maybe put a little bacon in there or something.
You could certainly put bacon in. Now this cheese kind of disappears because it's very light colored, but try one of those if you would like. I've got plenty of little spreader knives. And this is jalapeno jelly.
Which I want to try.
That my friend Claire made.
Oh, interesting.
And I think you might enjoy that on top as well. These are just pretty, and they look as though you slaved very hard. So Troy, again, you work on your, your fainting and sweating activity. But it just makes a lovely, quick thing for brunch or for lunch, or if you want to have a quick bread with your dinner.
That's amazing.
I think it's a really lovely recipe, and it's so adaptable.
Something easy for the kids to help you make, too.
Absolutely. I think that this is a totally simple thing to make, and all you have to do is watch out just for the use of the knife and so on.
And like you had mentioned earlier, that you can go ahead and add whatever you want in the middle, whether it's,
Completely.
we used pepper jack cheese, but if you want to use American or any Swiss or anything like that.
Absolutely. So I've even made these with fruit roll-ups in the middle. Yeah, if you tear up a fruit roll-up, you butter the biscuit first and put the fruit roll-up on top and roll it up. It makes a beautiful little pinwheel, and it's tasty.
And who made this, Claire?
Claire Pekash made that.
If you're watching this, Claire, this is delicious. Jalapeno jelly.
And I have Claire's candied jalapenos at home. I was going to try them on you folks, but I thought 6 in the morning, that may be a little much.
No. Well, thank you so much, Alana. What we'll do is we'll post everything on our website at heartlandconnection.com. Just click on the Good Morning Heartland tab at the top of the homepage. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We hope you have a fabulous weekend, and we'll see you right back here Monday morning at 5:30 a.m.